What's good, peoples? What's up? What's up? What's up? It is another. Ooh, I got choked up right there. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Ooh, I'm mad that happened as soon as we started, but let me get that out the way. Welcome to another amazing episode of the Fat Girl Chronicles, where we get all up in your business and discuss the topics that matter to us most. Right here, each and every Tuesday, which we lovingly call Fat Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Okay. And a special shout out to Sarkarigan's Media Group for allowing us to stream this dopeness on their platform as well. So, if y'all are new here, I'm your girl Leo Rochelle, founder and creator of this beautiful thing. And then I got the fellas with me tonight. I got none other than Haitian boy Moses in this thing. What up,
Hi, y'all.
Moses?
How you doing? How you doing?
What up? I'm
What's
good. I'm
going on?
good. That T trying to make a comeback real quick. I don't know what's happening, but you good over
Yeah,
there?
that's why you swallowed too
That
quick.
T caught me. Probably
No.
so.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
See? See, she swallowed too quick.
Stupid. And then we got none other than Uncle Stretch, Big Uncle Stretch down there at the bottom with us tonight. We doing a
I
part
just,
two. We is running a part two from last week.
I just want you to know I'm not calling him Big Uncle Stretch. It's just not happening. No,
Oh, that's fine.
I'm not doing that. I'm just calling him.
You're not
I'm not.
calling
I
him
don't
Uncle
think I
Stretch
don't
either.
feel
He gonna
comfortable
call you
calling him
Stretch.
Stretch. I don't. I'm gonna call him S Boogie. Yo,
That's
S Boogie, you good?
Okay, I could dig it.
I listen.
Y'all
Come
in
on,
these
man.
mail law violations and whatnot.
Yeah.
He's S
Yeah,
Boogie for the night for me.
yeah.
So we on a perfect topic tonight, talking about boundaries. No. you put
So
some respect on that name, that Big Uncle Stretch you
yeah.
see across the screen.
I
So
don't know.
tonight we doing a part two, and just in case you didn't catch it last week, this week, it's a part two, and the topic is me and you ain't good for me. A
Ain't
lesson in
good.
boundaries is part two. Part two. We had to run it back because last week it got real good. I mean, real good. And so we hadn't even finished watching. We hadn't even got to all of the videos I had. We had a lot more conversation that was building up, but it was time to go. And y'all know I don't have a problem with, stretching things out and making it, because we could have been on here 3 hours last week the way the conversation was flowing. But, I be trying to respect their little lives and stuff. And, I try to let them go on about their business and do what they need to be doing. So we just decided to run it back with another episode to talk about these boundaries and such that we need to be setting when it comes to these relationships. But also, like tonight we are going to tap into how some of these relationships and some of the things that people do to try to get you to believe that they are really good for you.
Mm, mm.
And also not just that, we're also gonna be tapping into um leadership quality. We're gonna tap into a lot tonight. Okay. So I got quite a few videos and I plan to run them all. Okay. Okay.
I don't know
So
how she gonna do that. I don't know.
Because when the conversation be getting good, it be hard to run these videos.
Yeah,
I be like,
yeah.
dang
She gonna have to stop button. She gonna have to stop button. She gonna be like, "You, I need y'all. Hold up. Run this
wait,
video real quick."
wait, hold on. But yeah, Yeah, like it was getting it was just last week it was top notch. It was top tier. Uh
Really?
yeah, last week was good.
So, who's that? Give me a recap.
Man.
So,
You was
crazy.
here. You was a part of the conversation.
I
The
know,
funniest
but
thing, the
I got
funniest
5
part about
questions.
last week,
I forget shit.
Lord, the funniest part about last week was you like saying no, and I don't fully agree with that, and then this, that, and the third, or whatever, and then you ran it down, and I was like, yeah, that's what I said.
Mind your business. Of course, that's the only part you're gonna remember.
No,
Actually,
that's
that's the only
not the
part I
only part I
remember.
remember.
That's the
I
only
was
part I
about to say
remember.
that's the only part you remember.
That's the real part I
But it
remember.
was hilarious. It was super hilarious because it was like,
Yeah,
nah.
because I don't. Look,
And I'm
I'm
like,
working on
yeah,
that.
that's what I
I'm working
said.
on that. I spoke to my therapist
It's
about
okay,
it.
baby.
Ah,
I'm
nah,
working
It's
on
okay, baby.
it. I spoke to my
Listen,
therapist
I ain't
about it.
mad at you. Listen, because we was about to have a whole therapy session with Moses last week. Okay.
No, we was having a therapy session with Pablo last week, not with me. Actually, yeah, I was a part of it too. I think I was.
I was about to say it was both for years. Both for years. Okay.
Yeah.
It was both for years.
Damn, yeah, I messed up. I didn't even reach out to Pablo this week to check up on him. I said I was. Damn, I messed up. I gotta check up on him. It seems like the more I get to know him, the more I understand. And stuff like that, you really do gotta check up on your brothers like that. Like, you good?
Yeah. Y'all do. Y'all really do have to check up on each other. Ain't nothing wrong with it either.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Uh,
Hey, what's up, everybody in the social media world? There's people on Facebook,
yeah,
YouTube.
what's good on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram? We got a couple of
Yeah.
people's over there. And so we gonna hop into this first video because it's gonna hit you in the throat like the first one did last week. So we finna go ahead and get to it. Get to it. Hey, here we go.
Loving the wrong person for you will f you up. It will f you up. Because with this person, you never feel good enough because you are not their person. They should have waited for a different person, and because they didn't, they're trying to turn you into the woman he should have waited for. And you love him, right? And because you love him, you're going to be tempted to change parts of your character, the parts of yourself that you love the most, just so you can placate this man. Loving the wrong person will you up. You need to find somebody that listen,
Right.
There is a person that will love everything he say about you is too masculine. There's a person out there that will love those shades of you, and you need to find that. The thing is, we gotta date from a place of self-confidence, though, because too often we feel like we're not good enough to find somebody to appreciate us without having to make over our whole character. So my point is, I know it's difficult to walk away from people that are wrong for you because you love them, but you got to, because what good is it to gain his heart if you lose you in the process?
Dang.
Yes, man. Hit you like a ton of bricks. I know that's right. Man, this is ain't your person. Ain't your person. They should have waited
It
for a
ain't your
different
person. It ain't your person for real.
listen. I mean, times do we see that though in relationships? You know, that people be uncomfortable in relationships for so long, and then they just figured out, hey, this just wasn't for me. This was not my person, and so
This ain't it, little daddy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about it is, when it clicks, it hits you hard.
Yeah.
You be fucked up when it click.
You be no. It sends you through a whole mental spiral. Like, you go through a deep hole, and you're like, "What did I do?"
Yeah.
Oh man, you're giving me flashbacks.
That was deep. Yeah, that was deep. That was deep.
God, man.
Yes. Warning.
drink
This
Millis?
may be a triggering trauma.
Right, I definitely should have put a warning up there. Like,
Yeah, dog. Like that. Yeah. What you mean? Haitian boy P. Diddy. Man, listen, leave Diddy alone, dog. He going through it.
Please let him rest.
Oh,
Nah, but it just puts you in it really does put you in a trance. Like you just be like, did I really just what the? And then you go through a lot of phases. Like you start blaming yourself. Like, God, man, you don't even know what to say. Like you're confused. Yeah.
and it's even harder when you're actually trying. Like when you're really trying, and then you recognize like this person don't give a fuck about me. This person don't care about me. They don't like. They don't have no regard for me. They like it's all of those things, like all of those points where you're like, I don't know who that is, but okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I was over here trying to do 1,000 things.
No, you okay? I saw it too. It's all right. It's all right.
Hey, Anisha. Hey, girl.
Hey,
Hey.
Anisha.
Hey.
Hey.
We got Anisha. She in here. Popping on here to chop it up with us tonight. So listen.
Yes.
We've already started the conversation. We talking about how. Did you see the video?
What video?
Did you see the video, the one I just played?
I didn't see.
Okay.
What you
I'm gonna
play?
play it again. I'm gonna play it again for those that missed it.
Okay.
Let's see where we go. Here we go.
Loving the wrong person for you will fuck you up. It will fuck you up. Because with this person, you never feel good enough because you are not their person. They should have waited for a different person, and because they didn't, they're trying to turn you into the woman he should have waited for. And you love him, right? And because you love him, you're going to be tempted to change parts of your character, the parts of yourself that you love the most, just so you can placate this man. Loving the wrong person will you up. You need to find somebody that listen.
Right.
There is a person that will love everything he say about you is too masculine. There's a person out there that will love those shades of you, and you need to find that. The thing is, we gotta date from a place of self-confidence, though, because too often we feel like we're not good enough to find somebody to appreciate us without having to make over our whole character. So my point is, I know it's difficult to walk away from people that are wrong for you because you love them, but you got to, because what good is it to gain his heart if you lose you in the process?
So, yeah. That was our first video. So we just getting into the conversation, and I already told him that the first one was gonna slap him across the head. So. She like, I don't even know what to say.
Well, been there, done that. It ain't worth it.
At all.
It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Been there, done that. And I can be honest and say I did it.
Yeah.
And I started losing myself. I started losing myself for him. So I unscrewed my light bulb for him.
Come on.
Speak on it.
And what I did was, and it was a heartbreak situation. It was hard, but I had to, do I love me or do I love him? And I was coming from a broken place where I thought that, hey, if I do this, then this gonna keep and this gonna stay and he gonna do. No, none of that. None of that. None of that. None of that. So what I did was I said, well, you know what? Today is the day. I love me more than I love you. And one of us got to go.
Yeah.
And I'm going to exit stage left, and you do you, and I'm going to do me. It's not that there's no ill will or anything. He and I are actually still really good friends, but I can't I unscrewed my light bulb for you. I'm about to screw my light bulb back in because I can't.
So my question is, can you be friends with somebody who did not appreciate you, like in a relationship in those spaces? Because like you showed me who you were.
Exactly.
But like in that regard, so can I transfer how you showed me yourself and move it into being a friendship? Because eventually you're going to end up showing me who you are as a friend too. Like I already saw that part of you. I saw how raggedy you could move. And so would you move that way if I was just your friend too?
Exactly.
Well, here's the thing. He's a better friend than he was at being my man. He's a much better friend. Much better friend. Much better friend. And I think because once I walked away and we had the conversation, once I walked away, he was like, look, for lack of a better words, I fucked up. Now you out here. It ain't no way I can. I said, no, I don't double back. I don't spin the block. I don't spin the block. Once I'm gone, I'm gone. I don't spin the block. No. And I said that, and at first I was like, no, we really can't be friends. I'm not gonna be able to do this with you. But he's a much better friend than he was at being my man. When I tell you the friendship and the conversations that we have now, because now he realizes who I am. Now so he's a much better friend. Much better friend. So he and I are friends. He's a much better friend.
So let me ask you a question. So I know you used the term that you kind of unscrewed your light bulb for him. So how many years did you go through that feeling and combating those feelings before you finally realized, hey, I gotta basically put a stop into this and love myself better? And also I heard you say that he's, more of a better friend than he was, committed to you in a relationship. And I know you say you don't spin the block, but do you think that could be an avenue for rebuilding into a new realm of a relationship because he realizes who you are now? So I'll let you answer those questions there.
So question number 1, 2.5, 3 years, almost 3 years. Almost 3 years I did it. Wow. And it began to show like after the first year and a half, because I am, how do I say, I'm an introvert, but when I go outside, everybody knows who I am. So I'm kind of like the social butterfly when I'm outside. So it became intimidating to him. So I fell back so he wouldn't feel so insecure. Then I realized them your insecurities, bruh, that you pushing off on me.
Yeah, you put that on me.
You pushing it on me, and I had already healed myself from being in some insecure situations and being insecure about me. And here I am dummying myself down again to make you feel okay. And it wasn't that I just left. This is a conversation that we have multiple times, but that last conversation I said, look, we're good. We're done. I'm not mad at you, but I gotta go. Now, with him and I being friends, he has asked, will there ever be a chance for us to be in a relationship? And the first 3 times it was, no, I ain't gonna be able to do it. Nope. Not gonna do it. Now, recently he asked the question. I said, you know what? That may be something I have to think about, because you've shown me a different you.
Growth.
You've shown me a different you, and you've shown and done things that show me that you are a different you. But hey, I'm still keeping you on the back burner, bro, because I don't want to go back into that again. So the first 3 times he asked me, y'all, I ain't gonna even lie. I was like, no, no,
solid no,
no.
So, what would make you want to?
I said nope.
Why would you?
What would make me want to what?
Why would you even give that a thought?
Well, I mean, not to.
I guess because it was a familiarity with him, so that's why I said I may consider it, but you gotta keep this what you're doing. The friendship that we've had, and we've had that friendship for 2 years now, and you ain't flaked on me yet. You ain't. And my question is, and I asked this question: are you just doing this because you want to get back? Because are you gonna flip the switch once you get back? That's the part. That's the part that's I don't trust you once you get back. Because are you gonna go back into the same thing again?
And see, that's why I would
And
be
then
like, you know
that
what?
time,
So do you think?
this time, this is where me and you gonna fall out. This is where we gonna fall out. And
So
I'm
do
only gonna be cordial when I see you
so
in
do you,
public. Hey, how you doing? And that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see
so
that.
do you think?
Hey, how you doing?
So going through that the first time, do you think that it was a lack of boundaries? And of course, like now what you say, you see a different change and growth in him.
Mhm.
Do you know more how to set those boundaries? Because for me, I feel like if you don't set healthy boundaries, of course you're likely to constantly be at the mercies of other people, right? And of course you allow yourself to you allow others to control how you think and how you feel,
Right.
and it spends a lot of
Mhm.
energy taking away from really what you want to do deep down inside. So of course you said it took you some while to figure out that, but do you think it's due to your lack of boundaries? And what boundaries would you set in place now, and what would be different versus then?
Before it wasn't any boundaries because
Lack of boundaries.
yeah,
Mhm.
pushing me back into a space of being insecure. Well, like, I can't get nobody else, so I'm gonna stick with him, and I'm gonna change me for him because that's gonna keep him. Now it is, look, you know who I am, what I do, how I move. So I'm not gonna tell you love me as I am, but I am gonna tell you love me as I'm. Is every day gonna be the greatest day? Absolutely not. It's absolutely not. Let's be realistic about this. Some days we may not even like each other, but how are we going to deal with it and communicate? And his biggest problem was he had a shutdown thing when something was bothering him and he didn't want to talk about it. Now he just gonna completely shut down and not say nothing. And now I still sense like, hey, it's something going on with you. What's going on? He was like, man, you still know. I do still know. So let's talk about it. Now he's open for the conversations. So I think he knows that my biggest thing is communication. I may not like what you're saying, and I may have to be, I ain't like what you said to me the other day. And yeah, let's talk about it. But
Yeah.
boundaries will have to be set. But I can't do the shut down. And I guess I've gotten to a place where too, I had to learn how to fall back a little bit and not be the all the time and just say, oh,
Doing that.
okay.
I ain't doing that. I'm finna be the world all the time. You might well
But
get
you
with
can't,
it or get gone,
you
playboy.
can't be the all the time. Sometimes you gotta, okay, let me fall
Yeah.
back just a little bit. Just a little. I'm gonna fall
I
back
don't
a
like
little, but we're
that.
gonna have a conversation about it later. I'm not gonna talk about it right now. Because if I talk about it right now, then I'm gonna be the I ain't gonna do it right now. But it's on some days where they want to talk and we just talking too much.
I mean, yeah, I get that. I get to talking too much, but also I'm still gonna be the roar all the time. But then I'ma still roar and I'm gonna be like a baby cub, and then some days I'm gonna be a lion, but the roar is always there. Um, but so we got this next video, and this is simply it's actually kind of in conjunction to what you're talking about right now, because sometimes as we are dating and we're dealing with people and we're trying to figure out who works for us, what doesn't work for us, or in those kind of things,
Mhm.
the one thing that a lot of us have an issue with saying is no. A lot of us have a problem with saying no. A lot of us have an issue with saying this isn't working for me. And I know that was my story for a while. Like I would overthink and rethink and try my best to say shit in a way that it did not um fuck somebody up. You know what I'm saying? I would do all of this trying to word it the right way and be nice and put it in the right way and all of that. But honestly, what I should have just done was say, this ain't working. This ain't this. This ain't that. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times we really got to get to the space of saying, no, this not working. Not what I want. This doesn't feel good. This doesn't, this, that, and the third, or whatever.
Sometimes it's difficult too, because like one thing about these new relationships, it's just that representation thing that's starting to be. Not everybody wants to be their 100% self. So that's becoming an issue. So
yeah,
now
I'm glad you said that.
Is that representation? So like, even with me now, I really just be like, you know what? I'm trying to and no issues. Like, just be your true self. That way, nobody could. You try it, but like you said, sometimes like you're just trying to be that cool person, so you don't say no to anything. Like, and be honest, they put you in sometimes that stupid situations.
It can put you in messed up situations. Because you ain't really sitting up here like you really know that shit didn't fit right with your spirit, and you still up here like, okay, you feeling down, but okay.
I want to
say you walking here with 2 guns in his waist, but okay, boo. Oh, help me, Jesus! Now you praying the whole night.
I think so many times people come into the. I think so many people come into the mindset of relationships with a 50-50 perspective, right? Everybody's trying to like, I do 50, you do 50. When in fact, you know, I have this, and I came to this realization years ago that when it comes to myself, I want to share my completeness with someone else. I don't want to necessarily, you know, the 50-50 rule of thumb is kind of crazy because it's like you should be representing yourself 100% to the full and trying to reach the potential of higher self. And of course, it takes time because there's a lot of self-work that has to be done with individuals, depending on the trauma, depending on the childhood upbringing, and etc. But the 100% factor is saying that you're self-sufficient and independent enough to be accountable and responsible for your actions and to be able to know how to communicate and have effective relationships. And of course, you know, for me, when it comes to setting healthy boundaries, you know, of course, they can help build stronger relationships, but the lack of structure and communication can, of course, strain the existing relationships that you have. So I always tell people when you're in a relationships, think of the factor of sharing your completeness with another, because if you're going to be on the 50-50 rule of thumb, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that 50-50 thing don't work. Is are you either you all in or you all out?
Yeah.
You can't go in halfway. Well, if he give me 50, then I'm gonna get 50. No, just be you. Yeah. You gotta be you, and you gotta go in all in and understand that once you have the conversation and set the boundaries, hey, this is this. But that 50-50, I'm like you, that 50-50. Yeah, that went out with the Jerry curl. That don't work.
Let's check out the video. Wait. Video. Oh, and a lot of these video clips are coming from tonight's conversation. So shout out to them because this was a lot of their clips had a lot to do with what we was talking about tonight. So just putting that out.
The sad truth about this is that we are like a few no's and a couple I don't give a away from being happy as like, and that's the sad part about it. And oftentimes we got to know when to stand up for ourselves. And just because you are picking yourself doesn't mean you are rejecting somebody. You are saying you don't love them. It is saying in this space, no. And sometimes the word no is the biggest act of self-love, yo. And it's like, especially when it's coming from a place of protecting your peace, your sanity, and your space. And we don't know how to do that. So oftentimes we suffer when we don't even have the capacity to give.
Absolutely.
We be giving out of our lack. We don't have it, but we'll overextend ourselves and we'll drive ourselves to exhaustion when it comes to love simply because we can't say no. And so what I want you guys to do is just practice that with me. No.
I agree with that.
No,
100%.
yet,
Yeah.
nada.
Yeah.
I don't
Sometimes
think
it's
so.
hard. It'd be the hardest thing to do sometimes because I don't like it's so much, but to say no to something like
I think we make it hard because, us as humans, we make it hard because, I think I was always taught that yes and no is an acceptable answer. And, I used to always get told by my grandfather, like, hey, just because somebody says no, you can't be getting mad. Because I would like ask my brother for stuff like, hey, bro, let me get some of your chips. He'd be like, no. I'm like, man, bro, that's foul, bro. You don't love me, bro. You supposed to be my brother. So how we project those feelings when we get in relationships and we set the boundaries of no, and then we feel like we have to compromise ourselves. And like he said, you're operating in the operation of lack of self. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. So it's like, we just need to just be more set on that. It says let your yes mean yes and let your no mean no. And so I feel like no is an acceptable answer. No shouldn't have to ruin our relationship. No should not have to be a point where you're not going to do as much because I have said no. Because sometimes it's in place, to protect me in my space or where I'm at.
Okay, Pastor Stretch.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. My man just did a whole lot. Like I don't even know what to say about that.
Let your
But
yes mean yes
I
and
have
your
to
no
agree.
mean no. But
Yeah,
I ain't
but I have
mad
to
at
agree. Yeah, I have to agree with him though. That is facts. I do have to agree with him. Yeah, a lot what
because
he said.
I know for me, depending on who it is, don't tell me no. Why you telling me no? No what? No, not right now. Is what you telling me no? Cause I don't like the word no. And yeah, it has nothing with me being spoiled. It ain't got nothing to do with that. I just don't like the word no. And everybody know that if I'm asking for something, it's because it's a really a need. But I don't like the word no. I just don't like it. But I also know that no is a part of life. But it just be like, oh, no. What do you mean? But I know sometimes
But
for me
sometimes you gotta
that shit
ask
hit
yourself why.
hard though sometimes, especially
You do.
depending on what I'm asking. Depending on what I'm
Yeah.
asking, and you tell me no, I'll be like, fine. I mean, and then I'm gonna pout and I'm gonna be a big baby about it because why are you telling me no? But that's enough of my business. But I really
Hey,
don't.
it's
Like,
funny
I
'cause
really do be like, no. I don't. How do you spell
No,
it?
I see that you like me with the word no. It's ooh, child, that's a hard pill to swallow some
Yeah.
days. Like,
What do you
wait, you
mean?
told me no? You said no
Antoinette,
to me? Oh Lord. You said no to
Ant-
me? Oh, okay.
Antoinette
But
on
It's an
I'm
ego
Facebook.
learning how to
killer.
I'm learning how see look, in order for you to say it, you got to be able to take it. So I'm learning how to take it because I've learned how to say it because I had to put
Oh,
some
that sounds
boundaries on
good
some
though.
folk and say like, nah, I ain't gonna be able, I can't. But then I had to, okay, you telling other people no, now you got to learn how to take a no too.
Man,
So, so sometimes you be like, ooh, ooh,
now
they
you my
said
business a
no.
little bit, Anisha.
Oh,
A little
what
bit.
I'm gonna do now? They didn't tell. Oh, okay.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's an ego.
But that is
To
one of the
say
things
no is an ego killer. It's really an
influences.
ego killer.
Yeah.
It messes with your ego. It messes with your ego. Like it just. Did you just tell me no?
Tell me yes.
Yeah, like
So
sometimes
what does
you
it mean?
don't think,
Go
huh?
ahead, Mo.
So,
Go ahead.
so what does it mean? Because Antoinette on Facebook, she said no should not be a point of contention either. I need you to elaborate on that, young lady. But I think I get what she's saying. But what you talking about when you say that? When you say no should not be a point of contention, because to me, it depends on what the person is saying no for. And sometimes I just feel like, no shouldn't have to be explained because sometimes I can explain my no, and sometimes I feel like it's just simple. It's just no. And so I do believe it just depends on, because some people just be be acting shady. You know what I'm saying? Just different. Like they're just trying to play get back, and you know they really should say yes, or they could say yes because it's within their power to do, but they're gonna say no just to be spiteful. Now, I don't think that a person in a relationship should be content with their partner not supporting them and saying no to every little thing, because if that's the case, I can operate, you know, singly on my own, you know what I'm saying, to get all the yeses that I want. So I just think it's kind of like a give and take, and I think he's got to, you know, set boundaries, ask permission for, certain things when you're trying to understand how other people's boundaries are set. So I just need her to elaborate on that.
Well, I know. Right, I was about to say you did for her. You just elaborated for her.
It made sense now.
Right. But I know, like in relationship, like and I'm gonna say within my last couple of dating experiences that that it has come to like me for me. Not only have I like learned or am learning to say no, one of the biggest things that I did have to recognize in those spaces and in those relationships was when them people really didn't give a fuck about me. And it was certain instances that made it very fucking clear. Like it was certain instances that made it very clear, like, you really don't give a fuck about me, do you? And so when I started paying attention to that and seeing that that's what the that was what it was the hard record. I recognized it, and it was hard to be like, okay, now I gotta let it go. Now I gotta figure out my exit strategy. Now I gotta deal with the feelings that's gonna come behind this, because a lot of times what people don't like to admit is that you grieve certain relationships based on the space and time of life that you're in. And you might grieve those people because you might have really, really loved this person. You might have really had some feelings, and it might not have been love, but you had some feelings for this person. And now you have to figure out how to move on from there. And so now, even with that, you're like, oh, fuck. And I think that's why a lot of people stay. A lot of people stay because of the fear of having to start over, the fear of having to let go, the fear of having to grieve, the fear of having to move on into a different space and try to start that shit all over with somebody else. Do you know how much I hate the question, what's your favorite color now? Don't ask me that. Don't interview me. I hate interviews when it's getting to know somebody. Like, let's have a few conversations. And then you can find out stuff through those conversations instead of it being a whole list of questions that you ask me off top. Now, I don't mind you having questions that you need to ask in order for you to gain an understanding of me, but don't run them down like this is an interview. Don't do that. Because I'll be like, Oh, Preston, that's a good one too. He said, or use that person as a space filler. Listen, I ask myself that often when I am entertaining somebody. I say, do I really like this person, or am I just bored? And I have learned to ask myself that question. Do I really like this person, or am I just bored? And if the answer is that I'm just bored, then I try my best to like refocus and regroup and kind of be more intentional about how I'm speaking to this person or how I'm communicating with this person, because I don't never want to use nobody as a space filler. And so that's the other reason why I ask myself that question too, because I don't want to be wasting nobody's goddamn time. I don't want to waste nobody's time. That's one thing I don't want to do. I don't want to waste nobody's time, and I don't want nobody to waste my time either. So I definitely be like, am I bored, or do I really like this person? And then also, like, you can like them. Takesha, she said, can you like them But can it be both? Can you like them but still be bored? You can, but also in that boredom and the reason that you're actually talking to that person, you gonna realize like
This ain't it.
you annoying me. This ain't really it.
But then you gotta ask yourself why you bored. You gotta identify why you're bored in a relationship. You like a person, you kind of mesh well with a person, and you have some likeness of a person. But what is the thing that's making you bored, and how can you rectify it?
Right, but it might not even be the relationship. It might be that you are just actually bored. You just needed something to do, and instead of going to color, or go find some activities, your ass decided to entertain somebody that was in your inbox. And so I have it don't go nowhere. Like I do that on Facebook dating sometimes when I'm just bored. I be scrolling and shit. But I don't really like none of them. And that's just the God's honest truth. I don't really be entertaining people on there. I just be like, oh, okay, I'm bored. Let's chit chat. And then it go from there and then it die.
You messed up. You messed
up. No, I'm honest. I'm honest about like, yeah, I have gotten on Facebook dating and entertained some people because I was bored and I was just laying there.
I'm gonna be the first one to say that's
didn't want
to
paint. It might be, but I'm honest about it. I'm honest about the fact that I do shit when I'm bored.
So do you tell these people when you start this conversation with them, like,
oh, we just be having conversation. It don't be nothing deep. And
that's why it's gonna be a conversation. And when we done talking with this conversation right here today, I'm probably never gonna message you again.
Oh, no, I don't say that because it actually just fizzles out on its own. Like it don't even. It fizzles out whether I do it or he does it, and so like that's. But I have stopped doing that. I have learned to stop doing that because let me tell you,
the next Lifetime special is gonna be Can We Find Tiffany? The next Can We Find Leo?
It's gonna be like, where's Leo? Like,
where's Leo? That's the next Lifetime
that's
special.
why I stopped doing it. That's why I stopped doing that shit. I was like, no, because some of these people strange. Some of these people might be out here finding folk.
Matter of fact, on the next Fat Girls Chronicle, we're gonna be reward for Leo. Give her back.
No, we ain't shit. Don't speak that shit over me. Don't you speak that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Man, like, shit. Yo, what the hell is going on?
But no, like I really have gotten to the point where it's like, okay, I can't do that. Because that would be shitty if I learned that somebody was just talking to me because they was bored. Like
exactly.
We could have just been friends, but then I also say that too. Like if they be like, what you looking for? I'm like, just conversation. Sometimes I will just like just conversation. I really ain't looking for nothing on here. But also like that's another conversation for another day. We really gonna have to talk about these dating apps and whatnot. We gonna have to talk about that. But yeah, so like even in my dating experiences, like I said, it goes from it really made me put a focus on myself and like be more intentional about the questions that I ask, the things that I want to know or that I inquire about as I'm getting to know these people because I cannot go through another phase of, like we talked about last week, clipping my wings for nobody. I cannot go through another phase of somebody being insecure, or I can't go through another phase of somebody still dealing with the drama that they just left and they haven't healed from it, or they haven't done the work to be able to be present or be be available emotionally or any other way to be available to me. When I've been doing the work in order to be emotionally available and emotionally intelligent, so that I can show up in all the ways for the person that I'm dating. And so learning that, okay, yeah, I like you, but then what? Like we talked about last week, I like you, but now what? And then just because I like you, and it was a clip from tonight's conversation, I don't think I have it, but the dude Trip with the beard, he was saying, I like you, but what else? I like you is basic as fuck. He said, I like cheeseburgers, but that don't mean. He said, I like cheeseburgers, but that don't mean I'm supposed to be eating that shit every day.
Yeah, that like you is like that's what he said, like. I like you is basic as fuck. We used to do that in high school, in grade school, and you send a note, say, do you like me? Yes or no. I like a lot of pair of shoes, but do I buy them all? I like every car that I tried out, but did I purchase it? Now you got, because like I just said earlier, it's gonna be some days where y'all don't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just built on I like. A lot of people have changed their whole perspective and changed their whole life because they like somebody. And I had to agree with him. I like is basic. I just can't live off of being in a relationship with you because I like you. Because it's gonna be some days where I don't like you and you damn sure ain't gonna like me.
Right.
So we gotta be honest about it. But I like you, just can't stem the whole relationship on I like you. Do you really like me? And then the question is, here's the question that I ask a lot of people: do you like yourself? Because if you don't like you,
not on some days,
you expect me to like you.
Most of them don't. So
And a lot of people don't even like themselves. Because I have to ask you: have you looked in the mirror and asked yourself, do I like you? Would I date you? Would I date me? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Would I date me?
I have.
You know, it's crazy because Antoinette said in the comments, she said, being intentional.
Yeah, I was trying to get to that.
Go ahead.
No, I was first of all, I was laughing at Takesha because she said, "Don't be bored and tipsy."
Bored and tipsy.
Because you'll wake up and reread them messages like,
right.
Been there, done that, and be like, "That's why I don't drink no more." Oh, I don't drink no more. Okay, we'll talk about why I don't drink no more on another show. But yeah, Antoinette said, hey girls, hey bestest friends over there, Takesha and Antoinette. Being intentional when dating is crucial. I've had to learn that the hard way.
I agree.
Listen, intentionality changes the type of people that you attract, and I'm learning it, and I'm pretty sure that's what you learned. Like when you're intentional about who you date, it does change. Like not even when you're intentional about who you date, when you're intentional about yourself when you're dating, then it definitely changes the type of people that you attract. It changes the type of people that you entertain. Cause man,
I mean, I don't know who's. I see Preston's comment when he said, when you're swiping through those dating apps, do you have a version of what will complete?
Yeah, we gonna tap on that. We gonna tap on that. I was getting ready to ask a question, but I also had another video. Hold on, I gotta look at my phone to see which video it is, cause you know, I can't see these little thumbnails. Auntie can't see. Okay. Okay. Here we go.
I think people are burnt out, and I think a part of the problem is that most people don't acknowledge it. Most people continue to go out there tired. Most people continue to go out there hurt. Most people continue to go out there ready to receive some and don't acknowledge that they've actually been adversely affected by what they experience in the dating world. Like, it's okay to sometimes to acknowledge, like, hey, I'm low key bitter as fuck right now. Like, I need to I need to stay in the house, like, bro, because I don't. It's been some points in my life I'll keep it G. Like, I get all this high praise now. No, I was definitely a bitter nigga, bro. Like, I had to go through that. Like, a couple women hurt me. My mama had hurt me, and it was easier to just point at the women than it was to point at myself. You feel me? So I was out here telling women what they should be and telling women that they wasn't. You feel me? Like, it was easier to do that. And when you hear these questions again, where you can clearly tell that a person is jaded, bro, and it's okay to get like that sometimes if you around for so long. Yeah, you gonna stink. Like, it happens, bro. Like, it might not have been you that pissed in the pool, but if it was piss in the pool and you was in the pool, my nigga, like, you pissy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck if that's a Gucci bathing suit. I don't give a fuck if you got the Sergio Tashini tracksuit to put on after you get out the pool. My nigga, like, you pissy. Like, and sometimes we need to just hit the showers.
Daycare after nap time. Okay. That part.
That kind of hit. That kind of hit. I'm not gonna hold you. Yeah. So sometimes we really don't. I think we really don't really evaluate ourselves to the fullest at all.
Mhm.
Like we just keep on going with life and to the next step. That's
And
it.
keep trying to date people like one after
Yeah.
the other. Like, people don't even take the time to be like, okay,
Not even take the time out. Yeah,
break. Let me take a break. Let me not entertain people. Let me not entertain nothing but myself. Let me do the work. Let me fix this. Or just kind of even doing like some introversion and be like, okay, well, what is it that I don't like about me? What is it that I need to fix? What is it that I need to work on? Or what is it that, what things do I need to do with myself before I get back out here and try to entertain somebody else or entertain a relationship with somebody else? Because I know that if I try to entertain a relationship right now, there will be relational carnage. There will be carnage because I am going through here like a rabid lion. Okay, I'm going down here because I'm fucking with people simply because I feel like fucking with people, and I ain't did the work, and I really don't fucking like. I'm trying to be with you, but I'm still mad, and so all of the shit that I'm still mad about, it's gonna mess with this, and so I ain't. And then we gonna end up
don't like being
breaking
by
up.
themselves.
Yeah, because they don't like themselves. Like
They don't like themselves. Yeah.
Some people don't like themselves. Yeah.
They don't like
Some people don't
themselves.
sit with themselves enough to try to fix it. So they be out here entertaining any and everybody. And so, listen, I took
some people are afraid of themselves. They don't really want to learn who they really are.
Facts.
And they don't want to heal. They don't want to heal past trauma because they don't want to relive it. Because I've heard so many people say, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to go through that again. But you keep putting this Band-Aid on this sore that you got. And you can have this sore for years. It's infected. It's like nasty now. Like,
they cut really, this wide.
It started off this small. Now this thing is this big. And I tell people, and I guess because I did the work and I could see it from a mile away, like you bleeding on other people.
Yeah.
You bleeding on other people. I don't look. Honest, when you gonna take accountability for you, that's where the accountability comes in at. And you got to take some accountability for yourself. How long am I gonna bleed on other people? How long am I gonna keep telling people this is just who I am? No, that's who you choose to be. That's who you choose to be. You have to set the standard on who you really want to be. Just because of something that happened, that doesn't mean you take your circumstance and that's the way you conduct the rest of your life because of what happened to you in the past. At what point are you going to come out of that and stop using that as a crutch and stop using that as that's my kryptonite? Because look, this what happened to me. So, and do you know how many other people this happened to? You know how many other people this happened to? And I'm like, my man, look, I said it, and I'll tell people in a minute. Look, I think somebody done pissed and shitted in the dating pool. I'm not even getting in.
Nah. The dating pool is
I'm not getting in. I can't. I don't want to. I don't want to be pissed.
It's highly.
It's
so
what?
I guess.
What'd you say, Moses?
I guess people still be. Go ahead, Moses.
No. The dating pool is highly corrosive right now. Dating highly corrosive.
It's nasty. Don't get in there.
Ooh, that thing is nasty. Matter of fact, the dating pool makes you want to revisit your last relationship. You be like, wait a minute, did this really work? Wait a minute, let's think about this.
Right? Sometimes how you like rethinking, like, damn.
Yeah, you like, wait. I think I jumped the gun on this one. Come here.
Nah, I move too fast. I'm not. No, the dating pool is just. I'm not getting in it. I'm sorry. I'm not.
I'm not
even standing. I'm not even standing on the edge of the pool. How about I'm not even going into the pool area? I'm good.
Wow.
No, I'm gonna stay over here. I'm gonna stay over here because y'all tripping over there.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm like, Mama, I don't want to be pissy. I don't want. No, I'm okay.
I don't want to to be pissy. I'm finna put that on
I
the
do
shirt.
not want to be pissy. I'm
The
good.
dating pool has P and put on the back. I don't want to be pissy.
I'm trying to tell you. We do.
I don't want to be pissy.
I don't want to be pissy.
5% off every purchase. You know, she made it up.
Absolutely.
Huh?
Copyright.
Absolutely.
Copyright.
Right. And can't nobody right. We gotta copyright that. Nope.
Copyright.
Nope.
Copyright
I don't
pending.
wanna-
Copyright pending.
Yep.
Pending, okay, because it's really like we are out here in these cycles, and we don't even know what kind of cycle somebody had before they started talking to us, and now we done got caught up in their little cycle, and then they done got pulled in our shit. Because sometimes a lot of us ain't finished dealing with the shit that we already done dealt with, so we in these cycles fucking each other up, and like I said, we end up with relational carnage because everybody out here.
Everybody bleed on everybody. Bleed on everybody. Everybody.
Exactly.
No. Everybody is infected because everybody is bleeding on everybody. Sometimes you just got to take some time and be like, "Ooh, okay." I'm telling you, the hardest question that you will ever ask yourself is, "Who am I?"
Yeah. Takesha
Stand in the mirror and ask yourself that question. And I'm not saying from a basic standpoint of answering it. Stand in the mirror and say, "Who am I? Who are you really? Who are you to yourself? Who are you to other people? Who are you?"
Mm-hmm.
That's the hardest question for people to answer. And look, I ain't gonna keep standing around and let you bleed on me.
And ain't.
I'm good. And
Takesha said that's how people get stuck in them toxic relationships because they scared to swim. Put your life jacket on and rinse off, okay? Don't be scared. And then Antoinette said, sad to say, some past experiences have changed them and they're comfortable living in that change, making that representative show up and show their ass. Listen, some people, I think we talked about that on here. When we talked about toxicity, that some people cannot function outside of toxic relationships, whether it's a friendship, a relationship, or any type of ship, that some people cannot function in ease. Some people cannot function in flow. A lot of people function very well in toxicity and trauma and drama because that is what they're used to. That is what their life has consisted of. That's what their relationships have consisted of. That's what they grew up in, like their parents and all of that. Their parents were toxic. Their siblings were toxic. Every motherfucking body around them was toxic. And so when they get into relationships with people that have ease and that have flow, that scares the shit out of somebody who used to toxic, who's not used to ease or flow or communication or conversation. Like they over here like, okay, when we gonna start fighting? When we about to start tussling? And ain't nobody tussling. Ain't nobody fighting. Ain't nobody arguing. And so some people don't like that. I dated a guy who was like that. Cause all he did was fuck, fight, and argue with his previous girlfriend. And then when we got to talking, I'm like, I don't argue, nigga. We could sit down and have a conversation, but I'm not about to argue with you and all these kind of things. And so, like, we ended up not even really having a good relationship because he was so used to toxic shit that ease and flow didn't feel good to him. So, I don't know. But to double back to what Preston was saying, because I ain't give his question. He said, because I don't know if y'all on dating apps either, but I am from time to time. I get on there because I be book read. We established that. When you're swiping through those dating apps, do you have a vision of what will complete your relationship needs? Are you talking about based on what this person looks like? Or based on what they profile say? Or because when I'm swiping through, I'm going to be honest. It's a lot of shit that made me swipe left. It is a lot of shit I was like, nope, One of the biggest things is men who have their children in their profile. Why your daughter or your kids in your profile? I mean, you can say that you got kids, but I do not like men who have pictures of their children in their profile on a dating app. This is a dating app. I know you got 1,000,001 Snapchat pictures. I'm pretty sure you got 1,000,001 pictures with your homeboys. Why did you put this picture with you and your kids on here? That makes me swipe left because no. Do you know how many people are predators and creeps? No. And niggas got gold teeth and they smiling like this. Or they got the unnatural smile where they do this. No, I'm gonna swipe left. It's a lot of stuff. Y'all gonna be like, Leo, you critical as fuck. You hard on the boys. I don't like when dudes' lips be shiny in pictures.
So you want them to have crusty lips? I want you to put some Vaseline on there.
No, not crusty lips, but when it look like they got on actual lip gloss, no sir.
I cannot.
Nope, because why you
so look when they put the kids in, okay, look, I gotta go. Wait, okay, so when they put the kids in the picture, on the profile picture, when their lips is too shiny. Wait, what was the other one? Wait.
With the golds.
Oh, the gold teeth, not the gold teeth with the smell. First of all, the only people that had gold teeth was really when they had a little crown around it, and that was your auntie and them that lived down south. I'm not finna. Do you brush your teeth with that? I'm with you on that with the gold teeth thing. Do you brush your teeth with that? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Let me go ahead and see who I swipe left on. Let me tell y'all. Hold
on. God damn.
I ain't gonna tell y'all their name.
You swipe left on?
I'm gonna tell y'all what I didn't like. Oh, he got golds.
Nah, share the screen, dog. Share the screen. Share the screen. Put it up there.
No, you gotta let us see.
Let me see.
Yeah.
You gotta let us see.
You want to see?
When they look like they out here getting ready to go to Easter service in all of their pictures. Like,
what?
Are you a pimp or a pastor? Like, which one are you? A pimp, a pastor?
Both.
Like,
or deacon. Or deacon.
Or anything.
Or deacon.
If you only got one picture.
That's a red flag right there.
That's a red
flag. Because if you only got one picture, that means you could be catfishing me. And you know who you really say you are. Nah, bro. I don't trust
you. All of your pictures are screenshots, and I can tell that they are screenshots. Why you screenshotting these pictures to put them on here? Like, you ain't take no time to edit or crop. That means you lazy, and you not finna be lazy trying to talk to me.
That's why I don't do day maps, because that's too much to filter.
If all of your pictures you
filtered.
got on sunglasses. You got on sunglasses in every picture.
I'm trying not to be mean. That'll make me sad. That'll make me sad. You be like, dude, are you cockeyed? What's going on, man? Are you cockeyed or is you high? Which one?
Is you got a glass
you
eye?
Got
like,
what's happening?
All of your pictures.
What's happening?
Well, I just think that so many people.
Oh, niggas that do shit like this. Or like
no.
This
oh, gang signs.
What is that all about?
Oh, you don't want no gang signs?
Oh, you don't want no. Here, nigga. This say you 43, and you still no.
See, those dating apps can get kind of crazy because I just feel like even though if a person do have, I would think the end result is for you to kind of get to know a person, up close and personal, like up front, like, you know what I'm saying, to like physically see that person and have an experience with that person, because of course online and stuff could what? No, you don't think so?
You up here talking about getting to know them people. I'm not even gonna waste my time if this is what I'm seeing on your profile.
I mean, if you're on a dating app, personally, I don't do dating apps. So I just feel like even if you are on a dating app, I think the goal would be to get to know a person, but you couldn't possibly get to know everything about a person just online. You know what I'm saying? With so much going on with catfishing and stuff.
So I'm going based off of what they presented.
Okay, makes sense.
I'm going based off what you presented. You presented screenshots of yourself that you put as your profile pictures on your dating app. But then, the other thing is like dudes, I be reading dudes, the little thing, the little bio. And if y'all ladies don't really be reading them, take the time to read them things. Because some of these motherfuckers be saying some slick shit in them bios. And we just be, some of us be swiping because they cute. But then you go back and read that bio and be like, wait, this nigga said he got 43 kids by all these women. Like sometimes y'all got to slow down and read a little bit. What else I don't be liking? It was a whole list.
Wait. So since you're going to drop them ladies that be rocking nothing but name brands on every picture on your profile pic, and you work at Walmart, yeah, you get a swipe.
Which way, left or right?
You ain't getting right. You definitely ain't getting right.
Oh, when you don't have so say for instance you're an artist and all of your pictures are art and they're not you. Like, push your work, bro. Push your work, baby. But this not your portfolio. This not your artist portfolio. It's a dating profile. That would be like Moses on the dating app and all he doing is posting his photography pictures. Like, bro, what are we doing?
Yeah.
None of these are you.
First thing first, you're gonna get somebody in trouble. You're gonna get somebody in trouble. Because you're gonna definitely get somebody in trouble. The pictures of other people. They're like, yo,
right.
I know this.
And then that's what I was about to say too. That's the other part. I don't like dudes that be having like all of these group photos on their profile and you can't tell who is who.
Who's who?
Like, yeah, like which one of y'all is who profile is this? It's 93 people down this profile, and no. I don't like, you might be fine, you might have the best profile, but if you comment on my picture and it has something to do with something sexually explicit, you're definitely getting swiped left. It's a bunch of shit. And that might be like, oh, you are critical of people. I should be. The fuck? I very well should be, because I'm not gonna waste my time. So yeah, judge me all you want.
So if you want to date Leo, please call 555. You ain't getting nowhere. 555. 555. You are not getting nowhere.
I see you, Takesha. I see comments.
Takesha, so this is just based off what I be seeing on these apps, okay? That's what I be seeing on the apps.
Yeah, so basically,
and I hate
with the don't.
I hate to be this person.
Her list.
I hate to be this person.
Yeah,
but
just tell us the likes now. We just want to know the likes.
I am almost 6 feet, okay? So it ain't nothing against a dude that's shorter than me. But if you like 5'3", nah, baby, that's
why not? Why not?
Because I am almost 6 feet. My nephew is taller than a man.
That is a heightism. That is heightism.
My nephew, if you are shorter than my nephew, I can't rock with you, baby. Like,
that is heightism. That is heightism.
But okay, I'm gonna be for real. Okay, what do I like?
Yeah, what do
I like? Because your list of don'ts are long.
Yeah, it is. I agree.
Retarded. So that nigga gotta be bald headed, off-white teeth. Hold on.
You gotta be Yao Ming.
Can't be ashy, but can't be creamy. You can't be ashy or creamy. I don't know what to say no more. Pause. Like, yo, this thing.
I'm like,
Come on.
bro, what's happening?
He got to smoke a specific type of cigarette, not weed.
Yeah. Right. That was a good one. I like that. What you say? Smoke a specific cigarette, but not weed.
Listen, he can't be out here smoking Virginia Slim Lights 100, okay? But
He better not. He better not.
listen, if he out here smoking Virginia Slims, baby, you older than Methuselah,
That ain't
and
for you.
we
That
ain't
ain't
got
for
nothing
you.
to talk about.
First of all, do they even still make Virginia Slims? Like, what?
Baby, listen, I don't know, but if they
No.
do and you smoking, Takesha, that's what I'm saying. You gotta tell them, baby, you can't smoke no cigarettes. But if you smoke a cigar, baby, let's
cigar
talk.
is not. It has to be a specific cigar, and it can't
No,
be
it
Cuban.
don't. It does not. It does not. Like, I like a man with a varied cigar taste. Like, you could tell me about cigars and I can learn something from you and you can learn something from me. Yes. I do like a cigar smoker. Okay, I do.
Well,
I do like cigar smokers.
I do like a cigar.
Because-
I'm with you. I like a cigar smoker because I'm gonna be honest.
Because a man
a man that smokes a cigar and a man that can teach me more than what I already know about smoking a cigar and cigars.
But also, men that smoke cigars are often men that have a little bit more ability to have real conversations.
Yep.
And that might be like generalizing like a motherfucker, but that's what I have noticed. When I go to cigar lounges and stuff,
It's true though. When you sit with the fellas that smoke cigars, the conversations that you have,
it's different.
It's not basic. It's a whole intellectual conversation that you have. And my whole thing sometimes is like, you got to feed me up here too. Like, let's have an intellectual conversation. And most guys, when you go to the cigar lounge and you sit down and talk to them, it's a real conversation. It's you be like, damn, I just talked to a real grown ass man.
Yeah, matter of fact, let me get cute this weekend and go to the cigar lounge. But they might be hoes, but shit, they done turn me on with this intellectual conversation. Hey,
did y'all just hear that? Did y'all just hear that? So the cigar lounge hoes, y'all got all the chances in the world to get Leah.
no, they don't.
No, they don't. They don't. They don't got all the chances in the world because majority of them are like, yeah, no.
So you just tell me.
I love, like, I stand a chocolate ass man. I love a chocolate man. Like, chocolate men, yeah. Bald headed, yes. With a beard.
It's the bald head and the beard for me. It's really the beard for me. It's the beard for me.
Yo, stretch. Yo, stretch.
I like men.
It's the beard for me. It's the beard for me.
Yo, stretch. So I don't even know how to continue this conversation. She said she wants to I don't even. Yeah. Let's just let them carry on, ladies. Carry on.
What?
Carry on.
Please do.
Yeah, carry on.
It's the beard for me.
Did I knock somebody's dream? I didn't mean to, but hey. I'm not saying that's what you gotta be. Y'all ask, what do I like? That's what I like.
You put these heavy emphasis and these statistics on these cigars, and y'all just done stereotype. Y'all done canceled all the 95.
I mean, I'm not saying that don't nobody else have no chance. I'm just saying
have a conversation. Don't smoke cigars.
That has been my experience.
No, you don't necessarily. No, okay, look. It's no for real. It don't. No, that's not the factor that's gonna knock you out the box with me because you don't smoke a cigar. That's not gonna knock you out the box. But I will tell you that I do it. So if that bothers you, you may have a little bit of situation with me because I do smoke cigars. So
No, I'm teasing. Ain't nothing wrong.
that
with
may
it.
be your problem with me, but I'm not gonna knock you if you don't do it. I'm just gonna tell you, like, hey, this is what I do, and I go here and I do it. Now, if you cool with it, we good. We all good. But then, yeah, I'm not gonna knock you out the box because you don't smoke a cigar. That's not the.
Betty or wait a second. He said, Preston, what you talking about? Preston said that bottom Betty or
You talking about fat bottom Betty's or Cohiba?
You talking about fat bottom Betty?
You talking about cigars? Mm-hmm.
They're talking about cigars.
You see, that's what happened. So you know what? Now I got to
see.
go get me a freaking. I'm over here on Google looking at good cigars. I'm trying to get my intellectual own cigars. Like, oh, Cohiba. I know what a Cohiba is.
Fat bottom Parker. Okay, now I get it. Okay. He corrected it. Some typos been real tonight.
I had a Cohiba before. That's cool. But I don't know what
But you see, me and Anisha knew exactly what he was talking about.
Right.
Yeah, I bet y'all did. I bet you did.
Because fat bottom Betty.
The fat bottom Betty.
Sisters,
yeah.
Sisters is good. I see people that smoke cigars already know what I mean when I say them sisters. Because though it's a whole collection that goes
the
with
whole
the bottom
collection
Betty.
of those.
Mm-hmm. So, and I've had men actually test my understanding or my knowledge of cigars and how to light it, how to do all of that, and they was out here looking stupid because they thought I was just talking shit. But yeah, those are some shit. Those are some things I like. It's not that I don't like a lot, but it's just like on these dating apps, baby, it really be like,
I tried the one on Facebook that didn't work out, but then I have not logged back into any other because it's just not. No, I think y'all all know something ain't right.
Dating apps is the devil because you got to think about it before social media. Like, I think we have lost the normalcy of like just kind of interacting with people and getting to know people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, just taking the time out to date and date the right way. I mean, these dating apps are just so, to me, would seem so unsure. You don't know what's going on. And so I just feel like, what would people do if you didn't have all those social dating apps? Like how did you how would you connect? And so, I mean, I'm not knocking anybody that does dating apps because, of course, certain things can be useful, you know what I'm saying? Especially if they're implemented correctly. But honestly, I just feel like we need to get back to the, everybody just trying to
It's
be
like
scary little.
we don't have a intellectual conversation, just like everybody want to text. No, it's okay for you to call.
I hate
Yeah, you know what? And it's crazy you say that because I'm hating Moses because I will text because some functions and job components, what I do, I have to like communicate via email or text, normally emails. But I don't, I'm the type of person, don't keep asking me like all these deep questions via text and I got to answer like, hey, what did you do today? And where did you go? And da-da-da. So then I got to say, hey, I did that. Call me. I can tell you in 2 seconds.
Right.
Like, hey, I went like, those texts can get annoying. And if I don't reply, you'll get mad. You know what I'm saying? Then I read it, but then I don't reply because I'll be like, let me call this person. And according to how my date went, I probably could have way past that. So, just depending on the conversation, like the tone, I could text certain things, but I hate texting. I just feel like
texting. People take texting out of context.
Yeah, because if I say something like, hey, what's up? You can reach out and say, hey, how you doing today? What's up? So what I'm getting on your nerve, what you mean, what's up?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the whole thing with a text is that people take stuff out of context. That's why I say that. Because people take a text out of context. Like I'll text you and be like, hey, Stretch, how was your day? And you be like, it was good. What's up? I'm not taking offense to it. You know what I mean? just he answered the question. Like, move on. And some people like, oh, it's just a what's up for me now. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I get it. Now I get it. Because some motherfuckers be being rude though. Like, keep it 100. Some of us be being rude when they be like, I'm good. What's up? Like, wow, what's up? And I try not to use certain terminology. So sometimes I'll be like, I'm good. What's up? What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to put a little light on there because I'm not really trying to be rude because I might be just quick texting. And they might be
right. And that's what it is. That's why I'm saying that it was just a quick reply because they in the middle of doing something. Exactly. But see, when you get, here's how you know with me that I'm really not trying to have this conversation with you via text. You get one word answers.
Or the dot.
One word.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you.
How are you? Good.
Everybody takes things out of context.
Yeah.
And I just can't. I don't feel like I don't want somebody to give me a. Oh, it sounded like you had an attitude. What, on a text message?
And that's my whole thing. You know, when somebody had an attitude on a text message, like what?
Yeah. No, I got hit with that.
No, okay. Let's just have a conversation. Let's just talk because this you doing too much now. No, you didn't took the whole.
We don't have to talk. We don't have to talk long. Like, let's just get to get to the point because sometimes I feel like in conversations, especially this is me with setting certain boundaries. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like if I'm having a conversation, there's certain things that I know you're here to like get to the point. You know, and I sometimes hate when people ask me certain questions like, where you at? What you doing? And then I'm just like, well, why? What you doing? Where you at? You know what I mean? Like, you know, so you got to be selective with the questions with me because depending on what you ask me, you might not like the response. So sometimes when I'm on the phone having conversations, it's like, okay, let's have a conversation and get to the point. Don't be like, well, what I wanted to say was, well, let me first answer this. What you doing? Well, what you going to be doing tomorrow at 5? Like, can you just state your business and tell me what you need so I can better serve you and say, hey, I'm probably not going to be available at this time to do this and the third. You don't have a 50-minute conversation with me around the bush and asking me to go somewhere.
Instead of just saying what you needed to say. But see, here's the thing with me with a text message too. I guess when everybody that knows me, when you text me or call me, I am going to start off with, hey, how you doing? How was your day? And then I'm going to go into it. Don't text me with, hey, what you doing tomorrow at 5 o'clock? Well, hello.
You just say hello, right?
How you doing? You all right? Okay, now what you asked me, you cannot just, and some people like, no, I just be trying to get straight to the point. No. Say hello. Just like your mama and your parents and your grandparents and everybody taught you how to speak when you walk into a room. Speak to me. Say hello.
Yeah,
don't just start just talking and be like, hey, I was wondering if it's wait a what? Mm-hmm. No, you weren't wondering that.
That's why. But I set the standard. Don't be texting me sitting up here talking about I'm gonna need you to do this or be here or whatever, even if it's with my job. Like, you can't be texting me a certain type of way because I say, hey, how you doing? Let's start there.
Right. Let's start off. Hey, how you doing? How was your day? Okay, well, I got a question to ask you. Okay, what's your question?
Yeah.
Or you get them people like, well, what? Just say yes. No, I'm not. No. What's the question?
Yeah.
I'm not saying yes to nothing. No. Mm-mm. What is it that you need? Now, if I can help you, I'll help you. But if I can't, I can't.
So I hope all of y'all are really soaking all this in and you are getting some lessons on boundaries because y'all need to set them boundaries. I cannot stress how important and crucial it is to set boundaries in relationships. You know what I mean? Because let me tell you something. If you don't, it's always a terminology. If you don't love yourself, nobody will. So you got to kind of get to know yourself. And I always make this little phrase, like, to understand what you are, you first have to understand what you are not. So we first go through things that we don't want to go through or that we shouldn't go through when it comes to relationships. And then once we learn, then we get on that page, on that wavelength of self, you know what I'm saying? And realizing that if a person doesn't add value to you, and that's crazy. I quote that, Monica say that a lot. Like, if a person don't add value to you, cut them off. Cut them off because you're going to be essentially wasting your time.
I got another video. Y'all ready?
Come on. Let's go.
A lot of times you set yourself up for these people to have these expectations. The more that you allow a person to disrespect you and you give chance after chance after chance, they know exactly what it is that they can get past you. And so they know that there's really no bare minimum. They can do whatever they want to because you are going to stay. And so until you actually put your foot down and start advocating for yourself, you're going to continue to have that same question. But a person disrespecting you should be the moment that you start reevaluating that relationship and who they are to you. Don't worry about still being in love, and don't worry about if this person wants you to still be in love with you. Worry about why you're allowing this person to disrespect you in the way that you are.
Yeah.
Love bombing is a very unhealthy thing. And if a person is throwing the word love at you before y'all even in a relationship, before y'all done put some structure between the two of y'all, that's love bombing. And you should be very afraid of that, because there's never a healthy cause behind why someone is just throwing the word love at you without bringing proof with it. But you also have to understand, with vulnerability has to come protection. The more you are willing to open your heart, the more vigilant you have to be about when, where, why, and how you open it. You feel me? So if you've come into this space where you ready to receive folks and you ready to move outside of survival mode, you have to be on alert of people who willing to take advantage of that. And a person I'm not trying to say this in an inflammatory way. I'm saying this in a way that you can kind of give you a space to improve in, I guess. If love, the word, was able to get you that far off your square to where he was able to sleep with you, then you're not protecting yourself. This newfound vulnerability you have, you're not protecting it. Okay? Because the word love should not be enough to gain access to these new vulnerable spaces. You had to do a whole lot more than say you loved yourself to gain access to those vulnerable spaces within yourself. And so a person just saying that they love you shouldn't be a key to anything.
Trip get in my business every time. Like, that's the one thing I can say about those. A lot of the clips from tonight's conversation, I actually freaking love Trip's point of view on a lot of things. For one, you can tell he is a man who has done the work. Like, even he takes accountability for how he was, how he is now, how he used to be, and the shit that he dealt with, but also how he shows up in spaces now. He never comes off as like he's one-sided or like this just like, it is just his take on things, but he never comes off one-sided when it comes to giving advice. And so I do like a lot of his takes because they are relatable, but also they make you sit back and think and be like, okay, let me take accountability for this. Or is this a space that I need to on taking accountability for? So that's why I really do enjoy like a lot of the videos that come from Trip because of that. But what he said in that clip was literally talking about love bombing and having somebody to take you off your square. And you did so much work to get to those different spaces yourselves, to get to that vulnerable place and get to being able to allow yourself to love yourself and do all of the work that you needed to do to get to this space that you're in. But now you got to give somebody else, or now you've given somebody else access to you who didn't deserve it because they said, I love you. And they didn't show you, they didn't none of what they did was to get aligned with who you are or who you're becoming. And that shit is right.
Here's my thing with the word love. People use it so loosely. So loosely. And I don't think people understand that the word love is an action word. You just can't say it. You have to show action behind the word.
Love is a verb.
If you saying you love me and your actions don't match up with it, you can't possibly love me because you know it's an action word, and that's the part that people don't understand. Just because you said that you love somebody, that don't mean nothing. And especially for me, that don't mean nothing to me. You gotta show me behind the word. People just throw it out there so much to say, I love you, I love you. What does love really mean to you? What does it mean? Like, because maybe your definition of love is different than my definition of love.
Exactly. It's definitely is.
That's the part that you got to find out. What does the word love really mean to you? Because your definition of love may not be the same definition that I have. And people just like say it, and it's a word that they just, it's like changing underwear. Like, come on, no. You can't just say it without no action behind it. And that's where you got to ask a person, what does love really mean to you? Tell me your definition of it. Because your definition may not be the same as mine. And maybe that's where we need to have some conversation and get some balance and get some boundaries set. Because you saying you love me is not the same as this ain't all working out. Some ain't right.
We got someone who just put unconditional. And I'm sorry to bust your bubble. Not everybody gets unconditional love. Not everybody. I'm sorry. Love is just very much. It's very difficult to define love. It really is.
Yeah. But not everybody knows what unconditional love is either.
That too. But love is it definitely is an action word. It don't got nothing to do with the word. Like, it's not like you could say to your face turn blue, it don't really matter until you show up behind it.
And just because somebody say that they love you, do they really love you? Did they show you that they love you? It's a difference. Put some action to that word. That's just like you apologizing. Your apology has to be followed by some action too. Something has to change. Just because I said I'm sorry don't mean nothing. The words don't mean nothing. Did you put some action behind that too? No, those are words that we can't just keep throwing out all loosely. You got to put action behind it.
Yes, ma'am. One of the other things too, she said if it's not unconditional, it's not love. Actually, I do not think that is true.
I don't agree with that.
Love does come with conditions.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times it comes with not necessarily like I'm only going to love you if, or I'm going to love you because. Like, that's not what I mean. Love comes with conditions because, like, I am not going to love Moses the way that I love my nephews. You know, like that's the difference. Like, I'm not going to love Moses the way that I love my nephews because that is a different type of love. Like, I think that's what we mean when I say, that's what I mean. I'm not gonna say what nobody else mean. That's what I mean when I say that love does come with conditions, because we can say love is unconditional all day long, and we can want to believe that love is unconditional, but a lot of us don't know what that means. A lot of us don't know what that looks like. And even if it was unconditional, people would fuck that up. And then it would end up then you would love them based on conditions. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know. But I think also too, we think unconditional love is going to happen just because I say I love you. No. Unconditional love, I think when it becomes unconditional, it takes time to cultivate that kind of love. Because unconditional love does not happen right away. I cannot love somebody unconditionally from jump. I can love you as the person, I can love you where you are, how you are, who you are, but other aspects of love come with a condition until you cultivate unconditional love. Those is my thoughts.
I agree. To a point. To a point.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't expect everybody to fully, but I definitely, that's just my thoughts. I just feel like it takes time to cultivate unconditional love.
So we got another video.
Yeah.
Moses, now we got another video, bro. You taking me out. You taking me out, brother. You taking me out.
She said she had a lot. I'm just trying to keep
Good
it
man
going.
does not mean right man. Does not mean the man that you can actually share your life with. So you've got to take a step back and understand, are you pursuing the resume on paper? Are you pursuing and holding on to, again, the idea of him and what you think he could be? Or are you accepting the reality of who he is and the fact that you are in a situation where he is not being either receptive to your interests, or he is not pursuing you on his at all either? All right? Because again, if he's that great and he's not even trying to engage in this courting with you, then you're only shooting yourself in the foot and wasting your time.
So question. Do y'all court women?
No.
Yes.
No.
I have courted. I should say that.
I don't. Yeah, I think I have courted, but
I'm courted. Now, courting is a different type
that's,
of
that's way different. Yeah.
That courting come with boundaries. That courting came when you can't come on my house past 8 o'clock. You can't come in person. Like, it's setting boundaries for both parties, not just one party. I've been in a courting of dating, and it has really been like court, like official rules, like a referee to a game. Like, you know what I'm saying? These are the do's and don'ts flat out, and this is how we're going to move, and this is what we're going to do. And because we're not going to let lust, we're not going to let certain things get in the way of our relationship. So, of course, sometimes, yeah, I've courted. I mean, I think, it's good to court, but, I don't know the difference now.
Courting is
what is courting look like to you, though, Stretch? Because that sounded like, I don't think that sounded like courting to me. So I'm trying to
sound like courting. No. I mean, I just think that when you're courting, I think it's a different level of that you reach in your relationships. Now, of course, there's phases of it. You know what I'm saying? Once you get past the beginning stage, I think it's like dating and getting to know each other. But once you're courting, I think you really have the intention on setting healthy boundaries and moving forward in the relationship to be more committed to one another. And so, of course, the phases I think would be in the beginning was the date, be cool, appropriate, whatever. And then you reach a level of courtship to where it's like, okay, now we're dating, but we're moving into grooming for a relationship, for a committed relationship, marriage, i.e., however that looks. And so I'm not saying that you'll stay in the same level for a long time. Courting is great, something that needs to be normalized again. Yeah, I'm not saying that you need to stay I can't call you past 8 o'clock, but I need to be able to respect your boundaries and respect you. And you need to be able to do the same for me and us dating and getting to know each other and all of that. And then once we move past a certain phase, because like you have alluded to, some people just be bored and just doing stuff. So I'm not going to be here for your boredom. I'm not going to be here just for you to be bored. So yeah, courting to me just looks like really taking the time to cultivate the relationship and to really gear towards a committed relationship. There you have it.
Boy, you should be a pastor. You long-winded in the motherfucker. No,
You asked him a question, he gave a complete answer.
Pastor
like
Williams. Me too. I want to be courted. Like that shit need to come back. It definitely needs to be normalized again because
you was about to shade me though. No,
I wasn't about to shade you. I just said you long-winded as hell.
Moses, back me up. Because when I said something about court, you was like, I don't know what's that court? Because it looked like that ain't right.
I was asking what does courting look like to you? Because initially you were saying something about can't call you after 8 o'clock, and I'm like, wait, what? What's happening? What kind of court?
I mean, some courting does go like that.
About boundaries.
Yeah, it's more about boundaries.
It was more about boundaries.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't that you can't. It's just that we just don't, I'm just using an example. It might not be 8 o'clock, but I feel it.
And Antoinette said, explain your difference between courting and dating. Everybody, Moses, explain your difference. The difference between dating and courting.
All right, so I think courting is more exclusive. More dating is like you're testing the waters. That's the way I see it.
Okay.
Anisha?
For me, I think the intentionality is different when it comes to dating versus courting. When it comes to courting, like you said, Moses, like it's more exclusive. It is more of like, we already know that we rocking, but now I'm going to show you how I'm planning to rock with you before we get into this relationship. I think dating is the initial phase. So I feel like it's dating, it's talking, dating, courting. So we talking, we get to know each other. Then we start to date, like kind of hanging out, going out, doing stuff. But then when it becomes more exclusive, then we get more into the phase of courting. And then it's a lot more intentional. It's a lot more like you said, I'm centered on you knowing that I'm dating exclusively you. So it's along the lines of exclusivity to me, not just dating. But also courting is more like I think you have different intentions when you're courting based on dating.
No.
And people have people have different conversations when you're courting. Yeah, other than just dating. Because some people just be dating a hump.
Fact. So dating is like, you're right. Yeah, fact.
People just be dating a hump on you. Like, they don't necessarily want to court you or be in a relationship with you or have no intention of marrying you. Some people just want to date to be humping.
That ain't even dating. Just say you just want something. We ain't even dating.
Yeah, but people be lying.
But
Anisha, what's your difference? What's the difference to you, Anisha?
The difference in courting and dating is your interview phase.
Yeah.
That's the interview phase. Courting
phase
is the actual.
Well said.
Okay. We got past the interview stage. Now let's do this. And it's pretty much an exclusive thing. But that dating is that's just the interview phase. You sent your representative for that. Now that we got past the dating and I got to know your representative, now we court. Now I want to know who you are. Because some people send their representative to the dating phase.
Mm-hmm.
You in the dating phase. It's a representative that they sent. They didn't send they ain't send the real person. They send a representative.
Mm-hmm.
So they can answer the questions and get out of well, what happened in your last relationship? Boop, boop. Hold on. So you can use that to know what to do, know what not to do.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. No, I want to see you from the beginning. From just be you. Because I'm not gonna give you I'm like you, don't keep asking me all them questions. Like, okay, we passed the question stage now. Show me. Because I want to see who you are. And that's when I say, hey, I want to see who you really are. I don't want to see your representative. I want to see you. Because I'm gonna show you who I am, but I want to see who you are. Let's not ask, well, what happened in your last relationship? Well, what happened with you and no. You don't get the ammo, so you can use that to who for you not to be in that when you
And
send
then
your representative.
that's
And
who you
then
really
once we get into the courting stage, you now then flip the script and you and somebody totally different. No. Be you from beginning to end. Be you. But the courting thing for me is exclusive. It's just okay, we decided that we're gonna go past the date and this is what we're gonna do. But I want you to be you from the beginning to the end. No, you don't have to send a representative for me. Show up as you. Because we all go to a job interview and you give your best. You answer them questions. Well, what would you do if you got in this? How would you resolve this situation if you got into this, if this came about?
I just want to be
not
clear.
the hypotheticals.
I just want to let you know they don't do that.
I don't want
They don't
that.
do that no more in interviews. They don't do that no more in interviews.
Yes, they do.
Really?
They
Yeah,
absolutely do.
They do.
My last couple
They
of
do,
jobs,
because, and how I know is because I'm a team lead and I have to sit in on some of the interviews with my supervisor. Oh, they still ask them ridiculous questions. What would you do if this came about? How would you handle it? What?
I didn't get not one of those questions.
Really?
But it depends based on the job and what I'm doing at that time, how I'm feeling at that time, how my day been going. I might not do nothing. I might let this motherfucker just blow up. But I don't see how people become serial daters. Because I can't even find nobody that I like that fast. Like you like, have y'all ever seen people like on Facebook, like you see them dating somebody and they did posted pictures and did all of this stuff with these people, and
then 2 weeks later they
break
date
up,
somebody
and
else.
then
Like, wait, what?
Yeah,
What
and
you
then
just
2 months later they in a whole relationship with somebody else.
What
And
you
then
just
6
with
months
dude?
later,
Like,
I'm
what you
like,
just with old girl like last week or something? Who is this?
Whoa.
I can't date. Oh, here's the thing, and they tell you in a minute. Why? What's the okay? Let me ask this question, and I want everybody to answer this question honestly for me. What is with the thing, or what would you date more than one person at a time? Because I've heard conversations and I've sat in on conversations and had conversations like, no, you need to date multiple people at one time.
I think it is based on how you interact with people based on how you date. I have tried dating multiple people at the same time. It's too much energy for me. So I like one-on-one. I can't do the multiple people. But that also is like I haven't dated in a long time. So there's that. There's that. But I just can't get with the whole dating multiple people like back to back to back to back to back. Like I be seeing people on Facebook and I be like, damn. Like you was just with somebody 2 months ago. Now you with somebody new. And then you was with somebody 3 months before you was with this last person. And 6 months before you was with this last person. Like they go through like 4, 5 people in 1 year's time span. And I'll be like, damn, I don't even find nobody I like that in that amount of time. And I know we said liking is the bare minimum, but yeah, I don't even find the bare minimum in a lot of people over a year's time. So you've dated 5 or 6 people within a year's time. The fuck are you doing? So I just don't think I can find people. I just don't like people like that and be able to give them access to me in that way. But Takesha said absolutely date multiple people because you don't buzz down everybody you dating. Dating is to find what you like. Moses, you can answer the question.
Nah, I can't do it. I don't like people.
Oh yeah, I already knew the answer because I know
Yeah.
you.
Like,
But I wanted Anisha to know your answer.
I get irritated with people too quick, so I gotta get. And I'm still. And
Okay, so
I'm.
what you said is that Moses, you can't date more than one person at one time.
No.
Moses said absolutely not. I can't.
I don't like
Moses-
people. I don't like people. I don't.
Why don't you like people?
I don't like people. I like this. That's the reason I do the type of work that I do. I don't have to deal with people. I deal with machines. That's it. People are just very nasty. What? People are nasty now. Like they're just nasty. And every interaction sometimes don't have to be nasty. If you're having a bad day, you're having a bad day. And I could understand that. But it doesn't mean that you have to take it out on the next person. So
Which is true.
So based on the stuff that I've seen and been through, I just be like, you know what? The least interaction I can have with people is the best for me. It helps my anxiety and it helps me not to shoot people.
Oh, he said, help my anxiety to help me not to shoot you. Oh, well, okay then. But I get what you're saying. Like, I guess it's pretty much like on the lines of just because you're having a bad day, don't mean you have to push that on me.
And that's what everybody's trying to do nowadays. That's what everybody's trying to do nowadays. Like they're just trying to be nasty. That's at the all-time nastiest to people. Like it's just crazy. Like if I have a bad day, you can't even notice I have a bad day because I'm still gonna be polite. I'm still gonna see you. I'm gonna still say good morning, but you would not know that I had a bad day. But people go out their way to be nasty to certain people, which is crazy to me. I don't like it at all.
That may be because people don't have a mastery of people probably don't master itself is why they projecting all that on to other people.
Bro, like I said, you want to figure it out for them. That's cool. I love you, Stretch, but I don't got the time. I think after the pandemic, my fuse got so short. It's like, you know what? I'll walk away. Seriously.
Now, what did you say? No, what is it?
No, I'm not.
Catch up.
She said because how are you going to find your wife? Take that positivity out into the world. Get your boo, but you won't have to date to do that.
I'm
Takesha,
cool.
you ain't watched last week's show. Oh, you gotta go back and watch last week's show. Or you gotta go back and watch all of the shows from last month, the Black Love series.
Yeah, the Black Love series had me. I was shutting up. I was like, good. Yo, I think me and Pablo was the only ones I was just shutting up. Oh, we didn't. We had some good questions, but we was just shut the hell up. We was like, no.
Yeah, for like it was 2 episodes where y'all was just like,
yeah, because you gotta understand. Like, you see how she just like
y'all would look up randomly like, who me?
People want to talk about love all the time, but you gotta understand when you're in the process of like, I'm dating, I'm with somebody right now, but I'm also in the process of healing at the same time. So I'm doing something that's very is what we call it's not natural because I'm dating and healing at the same damn time.
So you're currently dating right
now. Healing is it's not an overnight thing. So you might have healed in certain areas as you're continuing to heal.
Yeah. So I'm learning. So it's like I'm putting myself through a whole different cycle. So I'm learning myself. I'm trying to heal myself, and I'm getting to know somebody at the same time. It's a clusterfuck. It could be a clusterfuck at times. It can be, but at the same time. But I'm doing it.
I think that's also beautiful too. Yeah, I think that's also a beautiful thing.
It could be a clusterfuck too.
Yeah, to be able to go through those spaces, like you're learning yourself in a new way, but you're also giving this person access to the new you.
Exactly.
not
Yeah.
the former you. And so
Mhm.
you're also going to notice yourself being triggered by certain things. And then that's when you're gonna have to put your therapy tool belt to work.
Ooh, sigh.
You're gonna have to sit and put your therapy tool belt on, boy. But I do think that's dope though. That's dope that you are dating and healing. And I think the biggest part of all of it is that if people took time to heal before they started dating, or not even like you ain't got the Wolverine it, you ain't got to fully heal like all the way, but at least start the process of healing, start the process of like doing the work. A lot of people don't even stop to pause to do the work. Some people just be like, I'm done with that one, let me jump to this one. I'm done with that one, let me jump to
But
this one.
that's the people that are scared of who they are, though. Like,
Yeah.
that's the difference. Like, that's one thing I did not want to bring into my next relationship. I did not want to bring that toxic environment into my next relationship. That's why it was my duty to do the work, or to find, or to seek help, however I want to put it.
Takesha said, I think it's unhealthy, but hey, I also believe in unconditional love, so don't mind me. But I think the notion of healing for a lot of people is that people believe that healing is within a certain time frame or within a certain narrative. Healing is a continuous thing. Like, yeah, you could be doing the work and then you get into a relationship with somebody and now you got to do different work. Like we said last week, you did your healing, you took the time to do the work, but now you're in a relationship with somebody. Now you're in this relationship, but you also got to keep healing so that as you're in this relationship, you got to be intentional about how you show up, because that same stuff you used to do ain't gonna work over here. So now you are intentional. You're a lot more intentional because you've done the work and you're still doing the work. You're putting your tools to use. You're putting your communication, you're using it like the way you should. And then as you're in that relationship, you might get triggered. You might go through a whole bunch of different things, the different spaces with this person, but that's when you keep figuring out what works and what don't. And so now you're healing more, because now you might be like, you might have been a person that used to be like, you know what, I'm done, I'm gone, I'm out. But now you like, nah, that don't work. So let me sit down, let me have a conversation. Let's do this way. Because I used to be like, all right, you didn't piss me off, now I'm done. So healing is a continuous thing. People make this. It's a couple of things that people do to healing. They make healing seem like it is fast. They make healing seem like it is a beautiful journey. Healing is fucking ugly.
It's fucking ugly.
Healing is the most disrespectful. Whoa. Look, if you really gonna do the work, healing is not a beautiful journey. It's not. It's gonna be probably the worst time of your life. But if you really want to do it, then you gotta go through it. Healing is not this simple 1, 2, 3 thing and I'm healed. Yeah. No, healing is continuous, like you said, every day. It's not something that stops. Okay, I did it, now I'm done. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're doing it every day. It's an everyday thing. Bless you, sunshine. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday, every hour, every minute, because something may trigger you that's gonna make you knock you back a little bit. But no, healing is every day, every second, every minute of every day. Stop letting people lead you to believe that healing is going to be this easy, beautiful thing. No, it is not.
It's the process.
It's not. It's going to be some real ugly days. It's going to be some real ugly days. Real ugly days.
You in the corner,
that's when you got to check in. You be like, really? What am I doing?
Ugly,
Like,
crying, and snotting.
yeah. Yeah. It's
A
and
lot
I
of
don't
those
understand that
realizations be
every day
funky
is gonna
too.
be ugly, but it's gonna be some good days, but it's gonna be some downright dirty, ugly days because you got to face you. That's
Yeah.
the part that people don't want to do. You don't want to face you. You don't want to face you. And you got to
It.
deal with the stuff that happened to you previously. Now, this don't just it ain't just happened in the last relationship, but what happened to you when you was 7? What happened to you when you
Yeah.
was 10? What happened to you when you
Yeah.
was 15? What happened to you when you was in your 20s? What happened to you when you was in your 30s? It's a whole, look, you found out a whole lot of stuff. You gonna find out why they
That just
consider you
made
to
my
be the
eye
black sheep
twitch.
of the family.
Cause the
You gonna
fuck?
find out why they really don't want to talk to you. You gonna find out a whole bunch of stuff about yourself and others, and you're gonna find out. Let's be real, and I can say it out loud. You gonna find out why your mama treated you the way she treated you. You're gonna find out why
On
your
that
daddy ain't been nowhere around.
And on that damn note, shit. Cause we gonna have some therapists on here next month. We gonna need them, cause y'all gonna need them after the conversation.
Whoa. I already got one. I don't need another one.
Well, I'm just letting you know now you're gonna have to book a couple appointments. We got one more video, and I got a little commentary after the video, and then we up out this thing. We got about 3-4 minutes left. Well, we out of time for the show, but I need 3-4 more minutes of y'all time. This is what I'm saying. So I got one more video, and then we're gonna tap on up out of here. Hold on.
Not everybody's walking around cutting people off. Some people have just learned that they're the only ones sustaining a connection and they no longer participate. It's a big difference. We do live in a cut culture, right? Where there are some people who could stand to communicate better, have better emotional maturity and regulation, or just be aware of how they treat other people. But that does not speak for the people who deserve to be a little bit more honest in terms of how careless they are in their relationships, how transactional they are with their connections, and how flippant they are with people when they don't see a need for them. To be intentional is not just a buzzword, and intentional relationships are not always beneficial relationships, okay? And intentional people do have a certain level of accountability they move with, which means they listen well, they observe very well, and they understand the necessity of taking care of their relationships, but they don't have a need for people who don't have the discipline or desire to treat them well in return. And some people may be so comfortable with other people going the extra mile that they never felt like they were obligated to lift a finger. And that's where the offense happens. Intentional people are not just intentional with other people. They also learn to be very intentional with themselves. And a person that's willing to take care of a relationship deserves to be taken care of in one. And when they notice the discrepancy, well, they stop showing up. But they didn't cut off a person who was not sustaining a connection.
First of all, if y'all don't follow his page, do yourself a favor and do so. His name is Isaiah. Hold on, let me tell y'all. He is on Instagram. Do yourself a favor and follow that man's page because he has all of the things to say and all of, like, definitely all of the things to say. And it's dope to...
You just made me feel some type of way. I'm not going to lie to you.
Why? I'm sorry. You want to talk about it later?
No.
His name is Isaiah Frizzell, and it's Frizzelle. Isaiah spelled it. Isaiah spelled the regular way. But my point to make when it comes to that video is that it is okay to recognize that you have given at your limit to a relationship. It does not mean you cut that person off. It definitely means that you took the time to assess the situation and you decided to no longer participate in the neglect of that you were receiving. Because when you are intentional about the people that you care for, intentional about friendships, relationships, business relationships, and all of those kind of things, when you are intentional about them, the people that you are intentional about should also be intentional about you. It should never be one-sided. There should always be reciprocity in relationships that we pour into. I have gotten to this point in my life where I will no longer pour into anything that does not pour into me. That's me going into 40. So, as you move within this year, within the next month, within the next couple of weeks, take the time to assess your relationships. Sometimes we pour a whole lot and don't ever receive any type of pouring back. And you cannot always pour into a vessel. And as he said in the video, they might not always be transactional. They might not always be beneficial. But if you are intentional about those relationships, at some point they do become beneficial because there is reciprocity. So be intentional. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And if you do not feel like you are being taken care of or people are being intentional about you, it is okay to take accountability for yourself in that situation, because you do have to take accountability for the fact that you weren't being poured into and you allowed it to continue. But then outside of that, you got to be intentional about your relationships and how they move forward. Because nobody wants to be in a space where they are tolerated and not celebrated, or they are not valued based on who they are and what they bring to that relationship, whether it's friendship, business, or personal. So, y'all know what I say. Well, first of all, I want to thank you all for tuning in, whether you are on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. We want to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. Thank you to Anisha hopping on here with us, and Big Uncle Stretch for hopping on here with us as well. Make sure y'all like, share, follow, subscribe, all of the things to our Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And look out for more. We got all kind of stuff coming. Make sure y'all check out LeoRochelle.com. Sign up for our email list. Check out the blog. Check out the merch. All of the amazingness that's happening over there. Make sure y'all check it out. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, you can email us, thefatgirlchroniclespodcast@gmail.com. And we are also looking for co-hosts, guest hosts, and correspondents. So come join the team. You can also email us, or you can DM me directly if you are my Facebook friend. And if not, you can inbox or DM us on the Fat Girl Chronicles Facebook or Instagram pages. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all know what I say. Whatever you do for the rest of the evening and the rest of the week, don't do it with your half-ass. Do it with your whole ass, y'all. We about this thing. We love y'all. Don't forget, Punta Cana, September 18th through the 22nd, brought to you by PGC Media and Unforgettables. We is about this thing, y'all. Y'all have an amazing evening. Love y'all. Good night. Good night, good night, good night.
You gotta do it with your whole ass.